yeah, today I'm going to show you how to make a YouTube play button cake. So let's get to it. To start off with, you're going to need to bake a plain white cake. Doesn't matter the size, you don't want it too big. We're going to cut off the top of this because you don't need that. You can still eat it though, but we don't need it for this cake because you want to make sure you're using a nice part of the sponge. You don't want any burnt bits on it. I'm just going to put that to one side for now. Next, you're going to take a loaf tin. I'm only making a small cake because I'm only using a small loaf tin. And you're going to need a template for the little triangle in the middle of the button. Make sure it's a nice size for your loaf tin. You don't want it too small, otherwise you won't be able to see it. Next, we're going to take some more cake mix and we're going to use some food colouring and we're going to turn this red. So I recommend using the gel food colourings or the paste ones. They're a lot better than the liquid ones. The colour comes out so much better and you don't need nearly as much food colouring. So we're going to mix this in, make sure it's all nice and evenly mixed. And so it's a nice bright red colour. Next we're going to go back to that sponge and we're going to take a template and we're going to cut out some triangles. Now you want enough for them to fit so they're standing next to each other for the whole length of the loaf tin. Now I'm not showing you the actual recipe and cooking of the cakes because everyone likes their own. Some people like to use the pre-mixed ones where we go by package and just think you only add marge or something to it and then you finish, or some people like to make them from scratch, so do whatever one you want. Now I'm going to take my loaf tin and I'm just going to spray it so it releases a lot easy. I can't remember what that spray was called. It's the Dr. Oetker one. And I'm going to line the bottom of this as well with greaseproof paper, and I'm just going to cover the bottom with some of that cake mix. I'm just using a piping bag because I just find it easier with square trays to get into the corners. You can just spoon it in. So you just want to cover the bottom with some of that mix, and then we're going to add some of the cake. So you just want to line up all your triangles so they're all facing the same way. You don't want any facing an odd way. And then we're just going to put these into the cake mix. So these bits are actually going to be cooked twice, but because the mix is around it, it will make it still all moist. It won't go all dry when you cook it the second time. So you've got to push one of the corners down a bit, so obviously it's not, the triangle's not laying flat, it is laying at an angle, so it looks like the play button. And then you just add more cake mix on top of that. Don't fill it right up because it will overflow when it expands. And then I'm just going to smooth out the top and pop it in the oven and cook it. Once it's done, I just trimmed off the edges to make it a bit more square. And then I'm just going to cover the outside in buttercream. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm putting icing on top of this as well. So it's basically just going to be used as like a glue so the icing sticks to the cake. So I'm just going to cover the whole thing in buttercream. You can use any type of frosting you want. Obviously I'm not telling you what to eat. Okay, so next I'm going to take some icing. I'm going to knead it to make it nice and soft, and then I'm going to just roll it out. Not very well, I might add. I need to get a new rolling pin. This one leaves the lines in it. Sorry for the blurry camera there. So once it's all rolled out, I'm going to then roll up the icing onto the rolling pin. Then I'm going to bring the cake back over and just ice the cake. So I'm just going to put it over the cake and push down on the sides to flatten out the icing. As you can see on that corner, there's a little hole, and that bugged me that it did. I hate it when that happens. Luckily this cake isn't for anyone's birthday or anything, so I weren't too bothered about it. Okay, so it's not the neatest cake, but like I say, it weren't for anyone's birthday, so I weren't too bothered. I weren't being a neat freak with this. So So just smoothing out the top, then all we have to do now is decorate it, so decorate it however you want. I was being very lazy and I got my felt tip pens. They're not real felt tip pens, they're the ones with like food colouring in it. And I just drew the very bad YouTube sign. Okay, so then the only thing to do now is eat it. And so you cut it open and the inside hopefully looks like a play button. Not perfect, but it was my first go. There you go. Thanks for watching. Bye!